Hello, and welcome to the return of Miike Monday with me, the Heart Critic, where on a Monday I speak about the films of one of my favourite directors, Takashi Miike. And to mark this return, I am going to look at one of my favourite Miike films, Ichi the Killer. Based on a manga, the film follows a sadomasochistic Yakuza enforcer called Kakahara who is on the search for his missing boss. During his search, he crosses paths with a mentally disturbed sadist called Ichi, who is being manipulated into killing by the mischievous Gigi. Now, I love this movie, and I actually got to see a 4K restoration of it in the cinema a few weeks ago, and it was just beautiful. Seeing this deranged film on the big screen was just a wonderful experience, and it made me appreciate it even more. Which is funny, because when I was first getting into Takashi Miike, I was actually very reluctant to watch this movie. I heard it was really good, but I also heard about the reputation of his extreme violent content, which made me wonder if it would be too much for me or not. But I took the stride and ended up really enjoying it, and found the violence actually quite tolerable and even at times fun, though there are of course still some very disturbing moments. I think what I like most about this film though are its interesting and fascinating characters. They're all very compelling even if they are horrible people. You've got Tadanobu Asano as Kakahara, Shinya Tsukamoto as Gigi, and Nao Omori as Ichi, all of whom put on great performances and are among my favourite roles I've seen these guys play. The film also has a good sprinkling of dark humour throughout it, so it never really takes itself too seriously, and has a great ending as well, which has this interpretive element to it, which I loved. Now, of course, the film's biggest talking point has been its violence. It's been banned in several countries, or cuts have been made to the films elsewhere. In the UK, for example, our ratings board, the BBFC, made cuts to the movie, specifically to some of the violence towards women. Now, when I was in film school, I actually did my dissertation on the critical approaches to Takashi Miike, and used Ichi the Killer as an example due to the debate around its violence. Some brush it off as exploitative and misogynistic, but others see more of a depth to it. Tom Mes, for example, who has written more than anyone on Miike, argues that because there's a mix of different types of violence here, ranging from over-the-top and playful to disturbing and realistic, as well as that mix of cheap CGI and practical effects, that it makes the audience question their consumption of the violence and their varied reaction. It may seem a little far-fetched that this was Miike's intention, but it's still an interesting way of looking at the film, especially when you consider the characters in the movie. You know, their lives revolve around violence, it's integral to them, and all of them gain pleasure from it in some form. So, in some ways, the film could be seen as seeing the different reactions that people have to different forms of violence. And yes, women are treated awfully in this film, but that's more down to the characters we are dealing with here, who are just plain awful, and does no way represent the film or the director's viewpoint. Either way, the film is a good test for people's limits in terms when it comes to torture and gore. And it's still highly entertaining, you know, it's a film that's really stuck with me, and one, like I said, that I seem to appreciate more and more on each viewing. It remains a firm favourite of mine and is a must-see for Miike fans or people only just getting into him. Although, of course, I do give caution to those who are not fans of violence and gore, because there is a lot here. But overall, I'd give it 5 hearts out of 5. Thanks a lot for watching. I am the Heart Critic, and this has been my heartfelt opinion, and I shall see you next time.